Hey everyone, and welcome back to the NPC Dungeon. If you've been following this channel for a while, you might know that I made a video on keeping a session going a while back, both from the DM's and from the player's perspective. I'll leave a link in a card to those below if you'd like, but I haven't made a video on keeping a campaign going. Reason being, a lot of my campaigns that I used to run had the tendency to just kind of trail off, and I was worried that if I made a video about that in the past, I would end up giving tips that led to this very same fault. But I recently had a realization, and since I started using it, my games have become much more interesting, and I've been able to keep them going in a way that is focused, so I'm not just trailing off anymore. So what is this mystery realization? Well, let's get started to find out, and let's learn something. First, let's set the stage by talking about why you might want to keep a campaign going. To build off of an example that I gave last week, let's say that you have your players going to a monster's den to defeat it and bring back evidence to a local village. That's cool, but it isn't a lot, is it? What can we do to keep things going, to keep the campaign going? Well, in a word, the realization that I came to was contrivances. The trick to keeping a campaign going is adding little contrivances to the story, little things that can go wrong that your players have to overcome. After all, that's what an encounter is after all, right? An obstacle for your players to overcome. Okay, that's cool and all, but how can we actually apply it? Well, let's take a look at the example mentioned previously to see. What if something blocks your players on the way? Maybe something or someone is protecting the beast, or maybe on the way they see more destruction the creature caused in a nearby village. You could even say that players have to choose between chasing the monster and saving the people. And what about when they get there? Maybe an even bigger threat killed this creature, or maybe the creature is just one part of a larger threat. Another advantage of adding contrivances like this is that it also makes your players ask questions and want to push the story forward. I mentioned why you might want your players to be asking questions in greater detail in my video on engaging your players in the game, so I'll leave a link in a card to that one as well, and the playlist is on as well if you want. But this also makes the game more interesting. The plot isn't so straightforward now, and your players have more trials to overcome in their adventure. And I have one last thing to say about this. If you remember, at the top of the video, I said that adding contrivances helped me keep my games going in ways that are more focused so they don't just trail off anymore. How? Well, now that I know that I'm adding contrivances to the plot in an organized way, instead of just kind of doing it all haphazardly, I know what I'm adding into the story, and I can better guide what I'm trying to introduce and how I do it. And how do I do it? Simply put, in a way that is in some way tied to the story. Going back to the previous example, if you put obstacles in the way to the monster's lair, you could just have a random encounter, or you could have the path wind in on itself and repeat several times, telling the players that whatever magic this creature commands, it seems to be using it to confound any trying to enter its lair. You could also have the forest itself conspiring to stop the players, or you could have the players witness more of its destruction along the way, like I said earlier, and there are many other ways you could do this. And then the question becomes why, and you can see how this flows directly into the plot. In fact, lately, I've even begun to think about adding contrivances as a way to brainstorm ideas. And as one final little note, just like I say with plot twists, as this is pretty much a type of plot twist. By the way, I'll leave a link in a card to my videos on plot twists below if you like, but I like to say about plot twists, it's important to plan ahead and have a good idea of where this contrivance can lead, as the last thing we want is to be out of preparation because we forgot to plan. And that's where I'm ending that one. I hope you enjoyed this short little video about contrivances, and I hope it helped you in your games as well. Come back next Friday where I'll be revisiting an old topic I discussed before on this channel and talk a little bit about generating encounter ideas. Feel free to check back on Saturdays and Sundays for new D&D stories and new pixel art time lapses. I also release new pixel art, short pixel art time lapses, and short DM advice videos almost every single day. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you really liked it, and comment down below if you have any feedback, think I missed something, or just want to say hi. I try to respond as often as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, let's learn something.